Hi, this is Scott Patsko with the Northeast Ohio Media Group, and today we're talking with Jasmine Harris of Orange, our 2015 Girls Track and Field Athlete of the Year. And Jasmine won the 300 hurdles for the second time, placed third in the 100 at state. Going through the season as a defending state champ, talked to some other athletes who say that can kind of weigh on the mental side of things. How do you think you dealt with that going through the season knowing that everybody knew who you were?
At first, I didn't really like it because I'm like the girl that's kind of shy and like I don't like to be like known, and like I always like to be hidden. Like I don't like people like knowing that they're going against me and I'm a state champ and whatnot. And like at first, I was just like, don't worry about it. Like people are like, oh my God, she's a state champ. I don't want to run against her. I'm like, no, run your own race. You'll do fine. And like over the year, it progressively got like better, so I got used to it.
Okay, used to it. You mentioned running your own race. I know down at state, huge crowd, probably the biggest crowd you're going to run for throughout the season. The competition obviously is the best you're going to have. How do you run your own race, amid all that?
Well, at first it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like between the time from the highs to the threes, it's a big time difference. Not really that long. It's an hour. But I don't have a team with me, so I'm by myself. So you start thinking about like, oh my gosh, I have to run this next race. And if I'm going to do good, I got to run it. And then once I start warming up, I just shut everything down. And like, I think about this is my race. I'm going to run it the best I can. And whatever I do, I know everyone's going to be proud of me. So.
Now, in the finals of the 300, you're coming down the stretch. You hit the last hurdle pretty good, but you still finished with a state meet record. I believe it was 42:55. Can you tell me about the last 50 meters or so, or that home stretch of that race, and kind of talk me through what it was like?
Once I ended that curve, I saw her right next to me, and so I was just like, I said where I needed to go, and I took off, and and then I did clear the last two hurdles, and then the last hurdle, I either stuttered or I was either going to stutter or I had to take a long step, and I took the long step, and I completely hit the hurdle. And one thing my coach always told me to do is recover after anything. So I recovered, and I didn't fall, and I won the race.
Now, everybody in that race, by the way, well, there were no seniors in that race, so you're going to see all those people again next year. So you got that to look forward to. You kind of had a late start with the hurdles. You didn't start until towards the end of your sophomore season in the 300.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what kind of led to that move?
What kind of led to that? Oh, my coaches were always like, I ran the 400, so the coaches were like, oh wait, she does hurt. Like they always wanted me to run the threes, but I always ran like the 200, and that was kind of closed. And then I ran it for the first time, and I ran a really good time. And they're like, okay, like she's really good at this. And I really didn't run it at first because I was like, that's a long way to go with hurdles, and like
it's
now
not a sprint.
Yeah, well, it actually is now to me, and like now I love it. Before I used to hate it. So.
Were those first few races going through the postseason last year? You were kind of figuring things out then, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I didn't really know what I was doing. It was kind of just running for fun. Like I was stuttering like before every hurdle and whatnot. I didn't really know what I was doing, and so like it was just.
And you end up with a state medal anyways.
Yeah.
So what had to happen during the off season to get you to where you are now?
Training always. Not really, like always training and like always giving whatever I had at practice and doing more than the others were doing. So
what is it do you think makes you good at 300?
My endurance. I don't know what I'm saying. What makes me good at the threes is that I don't quite know that. I'm a strong runner, and I have long legs or stride. That's what my coach always would tell me, that my advantage is that I have speed. I didn't always have the hurdle form, and I still don't really have it down pat. My coach always told me that I had the speed for the three. So after the hurdle, whatever happened, my recovery was to go fast to the next hurdle, and my strides were always be the one up that I had.
Now the 100, like we mentioned, you were third. What do you think has to happen for you to get to the top of the podium in the 100 next year?
Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. My trail leg. It's my one thing that's probably pulling me back. As that I have to pull my trail, like it's lagging. It just once I get that down there, and then my speed, if it all just goes down as a nice flow, it's gonna.
Yeah, it's kind of be smooth over the hurdles, and
Yeah.
they put these hurdles in the way. You know,
Yeah,
it's kind of cause a problem. So, two-time state champ. What should we expect next year, or what do you expect next year?
3-time state champ, and a really great year, and I'm really excited for it.
Okay. Well, if all works out well, maybe we'll be back here next season.
I hope so.
All right, well, that'll do it for us. Be sure to check out more about Jasmine and the rest of our 2015 Girls All-Star teams here on cleveland.com, and we'll see you next time.